Petit péché doré, petit péché mignon, joli petit péché doré, petit péché mignon. Moi j'aime les chips du matin et ceux de l'après-midi. Aussi, ils craquent sous mes dents, elles fondent sur ma langue comme neige au soleil. Petit péché doré, salut, salut, salut. Petit péché doré, salut, salut, salut.
Welcome to a new episode of Ciclo Conociéndonos, Getting to Know Each Other. This is part of New Radio. We're a group part of Colectivole, and we're based in Letohradska number 10. And today we have the pleasure of interviewing Klez Brandar, who will be showing his photography, one of his projects, Bydlíte, tady, Žižkově, with the opening being on Friday, the 15th of March. And I'd like to start by asking you about this amazing project. I'd love to hear a little bit of the general description, how long you've been shooting, what was your motivation, your experience of this project.
Well, good afternoon everyone, first of all. Well, this project, I started it in 2018, maybe 17, I'm a bit confused with myself sometimes if it was 17 or 18, but like around this time I had this idea back then to start shooting like people of the neighborhood of Žižkov, because I lived there and I was connected to the neighborhood. You know, I knew like many places and people, and I really liked the vibe back then. I don't live there anymore, so now that's why I say back then. I guess there is still this vibe, even if it's changing, and that's, I guess, one of the leitmotif of the project.
Yes.
But yeah, so I started like 2017, 18-ish. Let's say, and the idea was to do only one picture for one person. So the concept is quite simple. It's only one picture for one person. No one is told in advance.
But
so
you asked them for permission. You asked them.
Yeah.
Yes.
In this project, yes. In others, no.
Okay.
So yeah. In this project, yeah, because you will see like the pictures, you can see that they know about it, you know. Yeah. So I asked them for permission, and the name of the project, Bydlíte, tady, Žižkově. Do you live here in Žižkov? Habitez-vous ici à Žižkov? Maybe ça in Žižkov, etc., etc. Is the, let's say, the question I ask to the people. So that's how I break the ice. Maybe after Dobrý den, or hello. So hello, Bydlíte, tady, Žižkově. And then you have like so many kind of reactions, you know, to this like strangers that comes to you and ask you in your language or not.
Yes.
If you live here.
Yes.
Why do you ask me that?
Yes. It sounds like it has a very anthropological feel to it, this project. And I'm very curious to hear more about your experience of interacting with the people that you photographed. Right?
I don't know if anthropological, maybe it's a big word, but sociological.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like some people, you know, like, or many people, I like to observe, you know, I like to, it's like if you have the thermometer, you know, and you try to, at moment X, you try to have a temperature of the society or an area. It's very subjective, of course, because you just see like with your own eyes, you know, and your own, the way you feel and so on. So it's like if you have a table with many glasses, and you take one of these metaphorical glasses and you watch the society. So I'm not saying that's how it is, but it gives you an insight.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I like to observe people just to, you know, one of my hobbies when I was younger was just to sit on the cafe and just watch people going by. And you try to have this, you know, like temperature of the society at this moment X. So yeah, it's connected to that, but being more active because of taking the photos, going to the people and asking them, like creating an interaction with them. And of course, when you do that, the good thing about it is that you get out of your bubble. I believe we all live in bubbles, you know.
Yes.
So when I do that, I go to speak to people which are totally away from my bubble. They are not like people like me that they like this or that, or you know, that we are like foreigners or Czech which are open to foreigners. Or
You
blah, blah,
didn't
blah.
select the people you were photographing.
I think there is kind of a selection based on the appearance, but it's not really well thought. It's not so intellectual. It's more organic.
Okay. Yes.
And it's more diverse. But there is a selection. Like, of course, if you cross someone, imagine you are walking like this, and you see someone with like a super like angry face. Maybe you're like, well, I'll take the next one. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people who you felt were receptive to maybe being photographed.
Not
Not
always.
necessarily.
But if you see someone really
Yes.
like bad, you're maybe like, okay, maybe not that one.
Okay.
But sometimes I was going to people that they were not looking so
Yes.
sympathetic.
Yes.
Because that's part of the project.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
it's not just going to the people which are like smiling. No.
Okay.
No. But I mean, you know, our body are like.
You feel it.
Yeah, we are like ball of emotions, you know. So you can feel, you know. It's like the dogs, you know. You observe dogs and you see that they're like. You know, yeah. So we are the same, but we are just a bit more pretentious, being human.
A
being.
little.
A little. Slightly.
Okay. How many photos did you select for this project to exhibit?
So for the exhibition, there will be 14, I believe. I had 15, but one is yours.
Thank you.
So well, you can bring it if you want. But yeah, there will be like 14 pictures
Okay.
on this format,
Yes.
50 by 75 centimeters.
Is this a selection of the whole, or this is the whole?
No, it's an extract.
It's an extract.
Yeah,
And
the whole thing. I think my goal was to make 99 or 101.
Yes.
Because I don't really like numbers which are like 10, 20. You know, it's a bit stupid. It's nothing like very intelligent. But even when I put my clock in the morning, I never put like 7:30. I put like 7:29 or 7:31. But that's a stupidity.
We know something.
But you know, like
personal
we all
about
have
you
some
now.
little habits like this. I don't know why, unconventional, whatever. So I wanted to make 101
Yes.
or 99. It doesn't matter. I have now, I think, around 93 or
93.
89. I don't remember. Like
Okay.
I'm close to the number I wanted to target.
So you might continue until you.
Yes,
reach
I am
another.
planning to continue. Like I would say a couple of film because I will show you one now maybe.
Yes, yes, please.
So that's one of them. It's all on film. So that's also like adding to the complexity in a way of the project. Is like it's only one picture on film. So there is no like, you know, you try something, maybe it will be better
Yes,
like that.
yes.
So you have to be really fast.
Yeah.
You interact with the people and you try to get a good portrait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, show us some more.
Yeah? Okay.
Please.
So I like this one.
It's very striking.
It's like a little
Little
Vietnamese
old man.
punk.
Yes.
from Žižkov. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like it because he has this kind of, how to say, he looks more
Mature.
adult
Yes.
in a way that what he is, because I guess he's like 2.5 or something. But he has like the watch, you know, the eyes. I would say he's like already more experienced. But that's my, you know,
Yes, yes, yes.
subjective. One more?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Yeah, very.
Show us a few. Very nice.
Yeah. So that's another one. Boys, maybe we'll have a girl because I didn't make a proper like, you know.
No selection. Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah. Strong man.
What a character.
Strong man.
Yes.
Be careful. Yeah. Next one.
Yeah, there were some women as well.
So about this picture, there is a funny story. Beautiful lady. Ahoy. I invited one of my friends recently, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I show him some of these prints which are recent. And I show him these pictures like I'm doing now, and he's like, "Oh, I know her."
He knows him, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember her because every time I give my email or like a contact so they can write me back, and I tell them, you know, like it's not a commercial project. So of course you can see on the picture that they know about the picture. Yeah. But it's not commercial project, so it's not about the money. There is no transaction of money, blah blah. But of course, by respect for using your image that I'm doing now, I can send you the high quality picture or even the print.
Yes.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't write, or I write but they don't answer, or you forget, whatever, life goes on. And this lady, I totally forgot, because I think this picture is from 2018, 19-ish. Definitely not 20, so it's been like, you know, half a decade.
Yes.
And so this friend of mine came to my place. I showed him some pictures. He's like, oh yeah, it's Petra or Jana. I think it's Petra or Jana. And I used to climb with her, but she doesn't live in Prague anymore, and so on. So I told him, like, okay, take a picture of the picture, send it to her, and if she wants it, we can meet for a coffee or whatever, and I give it to her.
Yes.
So no answer so far, but there you go.
It's there.
Same for everyone. If you see yourself, write me. Better call Klez. Another one.
Wow.
So here you can see what I like about the project is the imperfection. I believe we live in a world and society which we are seeking too much for perfection.
Yes.
You know, like, you know, just see at social media.
Yes.
I'm not gonna mention the names, not to make any reclama, any advertisement, but you see on the social media, like, people present themselves like, I have a great life, I am beautiful, I am going on the best holidays, and etc. etc. Yeah. So what I like about the project is also taking the time to do the project, but also, like, this picture is imperfect.
Yes.
If you see well,
Yes.
it's not focused on the guy,
Yes. Yes.
because I focused on him,
Yes.
but he moved,
Yes.
so it gets unfocused.
But the
And then it's focused on the on the price of the coffee behind,
perfect.
which
Latte
changed
for
a lot.
35. Latte for 35 crowns.
Well,
is
that
amazing.
was like only 4 years ago, but you know what? We had like fucking coronavirus.
Yes.
We had like fucking war
Yes.
and fucking another war.
No, you pay at least 65 now, 70 for a latte.
Yeah,
At
and then
least.
inflation and so on. So
Yeah.
the world is changing.
But the you captured this guy's
kind of happy
soul.
craziness.
Yes, yes.
at
very
this moment.
nicely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's playful. Like
Yes.
so you can see the kid side on him. Or,
Yes.
Yeah. We continue with the photo.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, kind of the same.
Very playful Žižkov crowd.
Yeah, one of my joke in Czech is like, já nejsem Pražák, já jsem Žižkovák, vole.
Yes.
Which, if I translate for non-Czech speakers, it's like, I'm not from Prague, I'm from Žižkov. Like, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
yes,
a joke, like,
yes,
you know,
yes,
it's a local
yes,
joke.
Yes. And their pose was chosen by them. You didn't give them any cues.
No.
It was spontaneously.
This
what
is
they-
spontaneous.
How they, yeah.
The funny thing about it, imagine, I go to you on the street, you don't know me, you never see me. And I can look sympathetic to you or not, or you can have a good day or bad day. I don't know your background life, yeah. And I also have my personal emotion thing, so depending on the day, you know, it depends. But I'm like, you know, I'm pushing my project, and I'm going on the street. I go to you and I say, Dobrý den, bydlíte tady na Žižkově? Nebo, hello, do you live here in Žižkov? And you answer me like, yeah, what would you answer? Dobrý den, bydlíte tady na Žižkově?
Ano.
Yeah?
Bydlím.
Dobrý. So I'm doing a project. So I will continue in English, but like I would tell you like, yeah, I'm doing a project of people of Žižkov. And can I take a photo of you? So I would say that in my very bad Czech.
Yes.
So, and you would say yes. And then I would say, okay, so let's go for it. And we have only 1-2 minutes together, maybe 30 seconds. Some pictures, I don't remember this guy in particular, but we didn't talk for more than 3-4 minutes.
Yes.
And as a maximum.
Yes.
Sometimes, you know, it
Wow.
can go up to...
It's very open. Very
But it's
open.
because
And
of
the
the way
other
you-
guy also, right?
Yeah.
Very open.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah. This woman, you can see she's a bit more shy, you know, definitely.
Yes.
Compared to the, you know, like, you know,
Yes.
explosion of
Yes.
before. Yeah.
But smiling.
She's smiling, but you can see like one of the Czech
Little bit
features.
inhibited. A little bit, yes.
There's a bit of like, yes, but I don't know you, which I totally understand. I mean, I don't think it happened to me that someone asked me on the street to take a photo of me. No, I don't think so. I think I would do it because I'm an extrovert, but maybe I would have like also like a kind of some shyness because
Yeah.
of whatever,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
Same here.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You can see the hand, you know,
doesn't
like
like
the body language. Like, it's
showing
like
that, yeah.
okay, you can, and that's just one. So the focus is not perfect. This one I like it very much. So I'm
Show,
from
show us,
Bretagne.
show us.
It looks a bit like Asterix.
Yes! Wow, amazing. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
And that's homeless, so
Mm-hmm.
same as here, which is a very beautiful homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a bit more tough than this one. This one has a very soft, very
Gaze, yes.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a bit more like preocupado.
Mm-hmm.
How you say in English?
Preoccupied.
Preoccupied, yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same. But it's also very beautiful. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Asterix.
Mm-hmm.
Here is not Asterix. The next
Mhm.
one. Are you ready?
Yes, go ahead. I
Bit
know.
more-
Yes, I've seen
A bit more
this one.
scary.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's been in a few fights, huh? You can tell in his eyes also.
Maybe not. But I mean, from the cliche perspective,
he has
like
a big,
yeah, it's more tough.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Curtain.
Like I don't want to cross this guy if it's too late and I'm
No.
alone and he's upset. You know?
Mhm.
But maybe he's a super sweet guy. I'm not. Here is not judgment. It's just yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it's strong. Yeah, with the tattoo. I don't know if you see here. It's written common
And on the neck.
on the above the
Mm-hmm.
eye lips. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then, when I started the project, I started like focusing mostly on portraits.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, after some time, I realized that it would be good to also mix not only with portraits, but also with some kind of architecture.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say that the main thing is portraits,
Mm-hmm.
like what you saw now. But then I was like, okay, I will like add, you know, it's like if you cook something,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put like you forget the salt or the pepper or the
Mhm.
oregano or something. You know, you need, so architecture will not be the main thing, but it will be there in a
Mhm.
way. So I will show you like this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's simple. It's the style I used to do when I was like 16, 15 back there in
I
France.
know that building.
Yeah, you do?
Of course.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I mean,
But
it's good if it's Žižkov that there are some very emblematic buildings.
Yeah, but try not to be
and,
like too much cliche,
to-
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
there
this
are the
one, you know?
cliches of
Yeah, this one.
Žižkov as well, yes.
Or like,
Mhm.
yeah, this one. So it's not like purely portraits.
Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah, it's like still, I think, because the goal here is I would like to make a book.
Mhm.
And I think this project, it's going to be interesting. I hope it's still a little bit interesting
Mhm.
with whole humbleness, but I hope it's going to be interesting in like 20, 30 years
Of course.
when, you know, it will be totally different. And last one,
Yes.
gentleman, he was walking his dog.
Mhm.
For people that know Prague, you know that there is a lot of dogs here.
Yes.
And they're
You,
so
you
lovely.
need a few dogs with the remaining photos.
I have a dog. It's going to be in the exhibition, by the way. Yeah,
From
I have a dog, yeah.
Parukarska maybe needs to be there.
Uh,
Dog
it was
is a
like
classic.
it was behind a glass, and
Yeah.
he looks like a bit like struggling. But I like it. It's very grainy photo
Okay.
because of the film and because of the
Amazing.
kind of
Okay.
lighting and so on.
Mhm.
So for those that will come to the exhibition, you will see this dog, and for people who know me, they know that I love dogs. Like if I see a dog when I walk on the street, you know, I cannot hold myself. I'm just like, oh. And I'm like, Dory, then can I? But after, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah.
We all have
Okay.
defects, I guess.
So, dog lover and hates whole numbers. Okay, good. You know.
Yeah, you know something now.
I have another question. I know a few things. Out of all this 89 or 92, 93, not 90.
Work in
you know,
progress, almost finished.
Yes. Out of all these interactions, photos that you made, you said you're an observer, and it goes through a bunch of years, okay? Some
Mhm.
years, okay? Stretched over time. What did you observe over time? What can you tell us about your observations of Žižkov over this whole period through this project?
Well, I guess it's no secret for anyone who lives in Prague that Prague is changing a lot. But what I like about the project is like I take like a neighborhood, which I like, which I'm emotionally connected, but as a more natural, not like a global phenomena, which is the gentrification, which is happening everywhere. Look at, you know, Berlin 15 years ago, Barcelona 20 years ago, how it's now. You know, like all this Paris, but it's already like maybe older. I guess, yeah, well, everywhere, almost, you know, or everywhere.
Yes.
What does it mean, gentrification? Maybe that's the question. So when, you know, like, basically, what I think, and this is a bit political, I guess, but what I think is good, it's when people are mixed within a society, mixed in, economical background, situation, educational background, and so on, you know. But if you put like all the rich together and all the poor together, these people, and it's a bit cliche, it's a bit simple now, but it's, you know, not to be taken as a black or white, but more as a gray, large scale of gray. But if you, the less you have mix, like in South America, for example, the less people will understand each other. Of course, because if you go to the same, if your kids go to the same school, even if you are different, you know, maybe your father is an IT and he makes like quite a lot of money, and maybe the other one, but the kids are in the same school, they become friends. Maybe the parents, they will not be friends because they are like from different things. Maybe yes, whatever. But there is more chances that they will understand each other. But if there is like this ghettoization or extreme gentrification, then most probably like rich people will live like in rich people area. Wherever you come by plane to a city, you can see, you know, from the top during the day, you can see the cities and you can see like, oh, many swimming pools, rich. And then you can see like more packed, more poor people or middle class, you know. And what I really liked in Žižkov back then, like a few years ago, I felt like this huge mix, you know. Like, you know, someone maybe is like making like, I don't know, 10,000 euros a month or whatever, it doesn't matter the number. And someone else is just like a lower middle class or even poor. And someone is a middle class and someone a middle high class and so on. And also mixed with Czechs, with Ukrainians, with other foreigners like me, other type of, I had a Irish friend, I had, you know, like this kind of mix. And this, I think, is quite nice. And it's kind of disappearing or diminishing.
Yes. Yeah. And now that you say, well, you no longer live in Žižkov, do you think this diminishing diversity, do you think it reflects beyond Žižkov in Prague?
I think it reflects many societies in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
This diversity is there, but I think you mean like the coming together of different groups, yeah? Yeah.
And I think it's nice, you know, like this, when the places get a bit more, of course, when some places are attractive to people, everyone wants to live there, so the prices goes up, you know, it's like the offer on demand, like, yeah. So it's normal, it makes sense, it's to be expected and so on. But it's always a bit sad, so maybe I'm a bit nostalgic. But there is a moment, you know, like that the place is the place to be.
Yes.
And then it's too much the place to be, so it becomes gentrified, and then you have only like this cafe latte, not anymore at 35 like we saw in the photo.
Oh my
but like,
goodness. That's
you
going to be
like,
interesting in you said if it's going to be interesting in the future, definitely the prices on that.
So let's have a cafe latte in 20 years in Žižkov, and let's see.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Of course, money is subject, like it's not about the number, but how much you get and what you can do with that. But you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's changing a lot. It's changing everywhere. The last place I've been, and I felt like it was like mix and like kind of vibrating. It was Athens.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there like a year ago, and I was like, wow, it's kind of now, but maybe in 10 years it's gonna be like super fucked up, or maybe it's gonna be also gentrified. But I felt like this, you know, like Žižkov, like 2015, 16, 18, which now there is still like this thing. It's not like, you know, from one day to another, but it's, you know, like when some cool old places close, usually what opens after is like different.
Okay.
Like it's fancy hairdresser, or like this vape shop, or like this kind of like, why?
Yes.
I mean, why not? But
let's hope that there will still be places and this kind of maybe willingness to mingle. And I think maybe at the opening we can bring this up, this concept of diversity and how important it is for people to kind of
it's very important.
see each other,
Mhm.
even if they're in different layers, different groups, to see
Yeah.
each other.
But is that a bubble? The people that will meet there, is it a bubble? You know, I think yes. So I know that by speaking, and that's why now I speak openly about it because it's been like a few years. But I did one exhibition with this project. I had less picture back then in 2018 or 19. And yeah, I didn't want to talk too much about it. I wanted more like the people to have their own interpretation
Sure.
by seeing the pictures. Now I speak more open about it because it's already been a few years.
Yes.
And maybe I'm more confident with my political opinions, or I don't know. But of course, it's better if people, they take what they take and they can see just like, oh, it's a nice portrait, or not. They don't like it because of X or Y. But yeah, I think now I explain because we
Yes.
develop about it, right?
Yes.
But at the exhibition, it's there.
Yes.
You like, you don't like, so that's the subjective.
That's right.
And then you have your own understanding about it. That's fine. Like I'm not there to tell you like you have to think like this, you know. It's like you take whatever you take from this. If you like, I'm happy. But if you don't like, I'm also happy. You know, like.
You're a photographer. That's a yeah. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, I
you
hope.
show something. You show something,
Yeah.
and then people make of it whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm interested in. I mean, you've got many photography projects that we won't have time to go into detail today. But I'd love to hear about what you think of photography today as a medium, now that we're surrounded by so much digital stuff. And photography, my vision over time is that when I was young, photography was something that, you know, expensive, right? Yeah. First camera, obviously non-digital, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And over time, it's become more and more of a stylized art, kind of. That's the way I see it. So I'd love to hear it from someone who's a photographer.
So I started photography when I was 14, 13. So it's been more than 20 years. And back then, you would have only analog pictures, right? So, you know, you guys remember, if you are like over 35 or maybe even over 30, you guys remember that we used to go on holidays or somewhere, we would take like this disposable camera or the camera you have, and then you wait, you don't know the pictures, and you go to the shop and then you realize, oh, fuck, I put the finger in front,
right.
or I put the
oh,
it's too close.
2 pictures per day max. You limit the amount of pictures.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, now it's like tick.
Yeah. So you remember, you go to the shop and basically it's like a pack of candy and you don't know what you're gonna get, which was bad in a way because it's not now, you don't see, you don't know, but which was also very good because then you wait. When you wait, that's for everything in life, no? Or many things at least. I don't know if everything, but many things. When you wait, you give a price to what it is.
Absolutely.
No?
Yes, you look forward to it more.
If you get everything like that, then
most
it's just,
of the fun is
then
in
the price goes down.
Anticipation. Yes, absolutely.
So, coming back to my personal relationship with photography, I started like this, like going to the shop and developing and so many things. And sometimes it was like I have one good picture and I was like so happy for like 3 weeks, you know, because you have this picture that is nicely framed, the light is nice, and you feel there is something else in the picture. Now, nowadays, everyone has a phone, or 99% of the people, we have a smartphone in our pocket, and we can take pictures all the time. Of course, the quality, well, now the quality is, we can discuss about it because it's pretty good. Till like 3-4 years ago, the quality was still like, but now some pictures, if you are not into pictures, even if you are, sometimes you can be tricked by the quality of some of the smartphones. I'm not going to mention any brand. But so sometimes you're like, okay, is it like a smartphone picture or is it a camera picture? You know, with the filters and everything, you can fake it, you know. And sometimes you can get tricked. Well, you're not gonna see now on the on this camera, but like here you can if you know a little bit about picture, you would see there is a grain. Well, it's maybe not seen here, but because this is of analog camera and so on. So, of course, what I think is that I don't think black or white, even if it's black or pictures, but bad joke. But I think it's on one side, it's very good that now everyone has access to pictures, because before I would put like all my money, and I didn't have too much, so I would put like I would save and da. So it was expensive, to buy the films, develop them. So you would have to wait and so on. So I think it's good that now more people have access to the photography and more people can be creative.
Yes.
So it's more democratic. Great. The price, or the other side of seeing at things, is that by having this access to everyone now, no one really cares about. You cannot be attached emotionally to too many things. Look, I don't know if you have Instagram or if you guys have Instagram, but just think about this. You open it, you watch X amount of pictures or reels, video, whatever, and I'm saying Instagram, it can be whatever, TikTok, Facebook, whatsoever. How many things you see in a day? I personally find a way I limit myself. I can use it like 30, 20 minutes per day, but no more. So, but imagine someone that if you look like, I don't know, 100 pictures, what are you going to remember the next day? 2, 3?
Oh, none.
Or none?
Or none, yeah.
So it means that all this, what we produce as artists, photographers, or people just sharing their everyday life whatsoever, basically the production is much higher than the emotional connection that people have. Yes. So in the end, it's a bit vain.
Yes.
And that's why it's a bit hard. So for me, my relationship, going back to 20 years ago to now, is that I was doing analog. Digital came, and I felt like I was lost in this sea of there is too much going on, So I stopped until the day that my passion, my creativity was stronger than me being lost. So I get back to it, and I get back to it with digital and with analog.
Yes.
So here is one of the book. Is mix of it's my first book.
Yes.
Done with Marco Lut, one of my good friend. That's another one. Is the last one, small one. But the thing is, here is mix of analog and digital. Here is just analog. The thing here is I came back to it, and I can spend like 2 hours just on thinking, watching a picture, and being like, is it just one more picture that I put there, or is it a picture that is worth it?
Yes.
And sometimes it takes me more time than to make a portrait.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm a bit lost, in this world of like every day too much. But what can I say? I mean, I guess when you are a creative person or a doer or an artist, whatever we call it, doesn't matter, the etiquette we put on it, you keep on walking.
You keep on walking, but you've brought up some very good points about changes. We were talking about the changes in Žižkov, but the changes in society at large, and our relationship with time, and our relationship with amounts of things and input, and how we can't get attached to so many things. So all of this input just kind of goes to waste, but it also makes us feel lost because there's so much of it, and it's difficult to find focus. And I think maybe the background you have in analog can also help you to focus also in your digital work, and also in the way you relate to others' work, in limiting the input that you put into your brain.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's one of the things why I started this project, is because I obliged myself, in a way, to be slow.
Yes.
Because, first of all, you have to go to people you don't know. So first of all, it takes you like a bit of courage. Sometimes, you're like, you know, because sometimes I had some very bad reactions. But you know, you oblige yourself to go to people you don't know, so you get out of your comfort zone. Then you take a picture of them, and then you tell them, because sometimes especially the kids, you know, they're like, "Oh, show me," and you're like, "Well, no, it's a camera from '78.
Yes.
I cannot show you. It's old way." And they're like, "Huh?"
They don't know.
And you're like, "You know, it's on the film. It's the old camera." And they're like, "Okay." But then you're like saying to them or to their moms, because if there is kids, I'm not a bad person, so I ask to the parents, "Can I take a picture?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can," or "No." But if there is a picture, is that they say yes. And then I'm like, "Hey, if you want, I can send you the pictures, but the picture by email, so you can have it for yourself. If they like it and they print it, then I'm happy that the picture is there in the family. But that's not my business, because I don't know what to do with it. But yeah, so I oblige myself to wait. I take the picture, I don't have it straight. Then I have it, and then I will spend like, you know, I have like, I don't know, 100 folders. With my own thing, with the number, and then I know where is what, and then there is the work in progress, and then there are so many pictures, like, you know, I'm pretty sure if I go to the archives, I can find some picture, I'm like, oh, fuck, that's a good one, I can use it. But yeah, then I spend a lot of time on the selection and on saying like, okay, is this picture worth it or not?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's you get back to the control of the time in a way.
Yes.
You can do it with digital also, or with whatever you do in life. But you know, I guess you had the same. And sometimes, you know, you're trying to see your friends for some weeks, and they're like, "I don't have time. I don't have time." I think we can make a T-shirt for everyone. Like, "I don't have time" is the new.
Yes.
Is the new thing. Like, we don't have time. And I remember when I was a kid, maybe because I was a kid.
Yes.
But also, I guess it's a mix, because you know, when you're a kid, the time is super slow.
Yes.
Then you get older and you're like, fuck, it's too quick, you know, you don't have time for anything. But when I was a kid, I don't remember like people saying, I don't have time. And now it's like,
yes, absolutely,
all the time is I don't have time.
Yes.
So is it because the society changed, or is it because we are older? I think it's mixed, but I think it's a lot about the society also.
Absolutely. And also the things we decide to devote our time to
focus on
are the things that presumably have the most value for us, right?
Yeah.
So devoting all of this time to your photography definitely shows, right? Your love, your care, the thought you put into it, the courage to get out of your comfort zone, right? It's congratulations.
I don't accept any compliments on that.
But I mean, we were talking about diversity, and you yourself are a very diverse artist, because you're not only a photographer, but you're also a musician and an actor. And should I stop there? Let's talk about music first, okay? Tell us a little bit about how you started your musical activities.
It's funny, because I don't see myself as a musician, even though I have 3 albums and 1 upcoming. I see myself more as a kid, which is like doing music, like, how to say, I didn't study anything, I didn't really like, and I started late. I wrote my first song when I was 25, I think, which is late in a way, but doesn't matter. Like Leonard Cohen started later and so on, it doesn't matter. But so yeah, I see myself more, but still I do it like seriously in a way, which is funny. I have this conflict with me. Maybe because I never study like singing, and I sing, which is funny, right? But yeah, I have, how it started like this. I was 25. I came back from like 4 years of traveling. I had already like a few languages in my head, you know, like here and there, Spanish, English, Portuguese, and of course French. You can hear my accent. And you know, it just came out like this, you know, like just first song, and then you're like, well, it's not perfect, but it's not so bad. So you know, you go for another one, and another one, and another one. Yes. Until the day I did my first album. So my idea when I did my first album, which is called Solitania, it's a name I invent invented, Solitania, so the planet of loneliness, when you feel lonely and weak. So the idea is like, I was like, okay, I have about 10 songs, like lyrics. Some of them, they have a melody. And I have a very simple line on guitar, like 2 or 3 chords, like tan, 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 and like a melody. But I was struggling to sing and play at the same time. I was like, so I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to one of my very loved country. People who knows me, they know that it's Argentina. And I'm also very attached to Bretagne, by the way, and Prague, of course. But Argentina, I have very strong connection with the country. And so I say, okay, 29, 28, I already have this like 10 songs, and I'm saying to myself, okay, I'm gonna go to Argentina. And I know they're a bit crazy, and very creative and spontaneous. And I felt probably like it's better place to make such a project than Europe, where people are more conservative and more like
yes.
No, that's not how things are done. You should first do that and second do that, and it's more like protocol.
Yes.
And there you go to Argentina, and people are much more. Life is harder there in a way, like the economy, everything. So they are more taking things like the way they come.
Yes.
More spontaneity. So I say, okay. But it was not like so intellectualized back then, It was more organic thing. So I said to myself, I go to Argentina. I work during the week, and during the weekend I record an album with someone I will find there. So I went to Argentina, and it happened. I just found someone which was a better musician, or a proper musician. And with my crazy ideas of making an album in 6-7 languages, I said, okay, I have this idea. I don't know how to sing, but I want to make an album. I have the concept. So I was a mix of, knowing what you want, because you need to know what you want if you do an album.
Yes.
But at the same time, being a bit, being honest about like, I don't know about the notes. I don't know about music. I never took any singing lessons, so I'm gonna make like tons of mistakes. But it doesn't matter. It's part of the learning process. Yeah. So
it's the grain.
Make mistakes.
Grain. Yes, of the photos in your voice as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the first. That's how I get into the music. If that was the question.
No, absolutely. I mean, you're very diverse even within music, because you sing in all this. You write and sing in all these languages. The styles of your songs couldn't be any more different from each other, okay? And then I find it very interesting that this mix of your photography background, acting, and music, and you make these beautiful video clips. So I'd like to hear a little bit about some of the video clips. Like one, I mean, I've seen many of your video clips, but I wanted you to comment a little bit on Happy Melancholy. Where you portray this, the lyrics seem to be about someone who is happy, but your face during the video clip is very stern, okay, so it's complete contradiction. And the other character is a dancer who's dancing beautifully, but then we see that actually she can't barely walk because she's on crutches. So you present this to contrast what I understood, okay?
Well, the song is called Happy
Melancholy, that's right. So between what someone would wish and what the reality is, or the current state, or something like that. But this is an interesting situation where I get my interpretation, but you can also tell us about what your intention was and your experience of shooting this video clip.
So this video clip, I don't want to say like my intention was this and that. I think it's better if people see and they get what they get, my favorite movie is when I go there, and when I go out of the movie and I'm like, I understand that, but it can be also seen as that, So that's why I don't want to get into this, but this video clip is not such a big work as a movie. But what I can say about it is that it was supposed to be my first video clip, and I intend this video clip like 3 times. So I was really like, in Breton language we say pencalet, which means like stubborn, cabeza dura in Spanish, And I was so stubborn that I was like, I'm gonna do it. But it took me like so much energy that I don't know if I like it or not nowadays, to be honest. And the story, like long story short, but first time I gather some people together. I have a dancer because from the beginning, the idea, I was not even supposed to be in the video clip. I just wanted a dancer. Why? Because I don't know, dance is beautiful, right?
Yes.
Expression of the body and so on. And so I wanted a dancer. I found a dancer. I found the people that back then, they were like supposed to be like technically good, like filming. And I was not. I was just doing photos back then, 2015, 16. I found these people and they made a video clip, but it was so boring, you know. It was like, so it was like maybe like technically good for the time, like the ISO and technical things, but creativity was, sorry for you guys if you see this, but it was really like. So I showed to my friend that we were supposed to edit, and he's like, oh man, you know, even if I put like some explosion and so on, it's gonna be like kind of boring, you know. So I'm like, yeah, even if I put like a lot of After Effects, it's like, you know, it's really like. So I was a bit sad because it was supposed to be my first one and I was very enthusiastic. And I was like, then I understand that it was right. So I was like, okay, let's forget about it. Second attempt, 2 years pass. Yeah, first one, 2016, 2018, 2 years pass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's, you know, it takes time, it takes energy. You have to like, you know, motivate people and so on.
Yes.
And I met with Christina, the one which is in the third attempt. She's a dancer at Národní divadlo. Hello. And I found her and I tell her about the project. I say like I'm an underground artist, you know, I don't have so much experience, like, you know, I'm not working this in general. It's my first clip. It was not anymore, but anyway. Well, no, 2018 it was still. And I found someone. We are motivated. We film is much more creative. It's like we had some great images. Well, I believe.
No, it is. This is the last version you're talking about.
No, the second
Ah,
one.
the
There is
second.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Okay.
So I will try to make it short because it's a bit a long story. But yeah, first attempt, like the guys like. Boom, boom, boom. Second one, we have great shots. We even managed to go on the roof of Národní divadlo for free, thanks to her. So we go by the back door, you know, like back door man. We go by, we go at the back. We go on the roof. Beautiful lights, blue hours. We shoot. There is like we have beautiful movement of dancing and beautiful light and yeah. We are very happy about. I'm very happy about the images, and you know, I make one small mistake. I just trust, you know, like I just say to the guy, I say, yeah, do you want me to copy everything? I'm like, no, it's okay. We're gonna work together in the next weeks or, you know, month to get this done. So I don't need to have all the thing because it's pretty heavy, you know. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, and the guy, unfortunately, I hope he's good now, but he fell into a huge depression. Oh. And he never sent me anything.
Oh goodness.
After like 2 years. I try to call him, he doesn't pick up. I understand if someone is in huge depression, you don't, like, video clip of one guy is nothing compared to what you feel inside. So no judgment about that. But just one day, I'm just telling him, like, man, just send me like a transfer with everything, and I'm gonna take care of the rest. Yeah. And he's like, no. It was the second time, and I'm like,
this is a test of
another 2 years pass.
Yes.
Another 2 years.
Yes.
And because I'm pencalet, stubborn, cabeza dura, I say, fuck, I'm gonna do it. Third time. But here is like, you know, you have to again. The first time, no, not the first time, but the 2 years after the second time, I called the dancer Christina, that she's in the last video clip. I call her and I say, hey, yeah, I'm sorry, the video clip. She hung up the phone, you know.
Oh, goodness.
She was like, man, I did a video clip for you. I was waiting for 2 years, nothing happened. I called back, I'm like, hey, listen to me. It's not my fault, really. I tried everything I could. And I could get her back to the third attempt, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was like this, you know. So we have it. I did it with my friend, Farid. It's from Azerbaijan, and we did it, you know. But it was also like a struggle, even the third attempt, you know, to do it again. It's funny because I have another video clip, Les Chips. It's a stupid video clip.
It's not stupid. It's
no,
fun.
but it's
fun.
light.
It's fun.
It's
yes.
light, you know.
Yes.
It's not about like, you know, yeah. And I
something
think
deep.
yeah, no, it's light
playful,
and it's
yes.
and it's fine. I mean, yeah, or like Pitna Voda. It's also like you know. But like Les Chips, for example, I did it like myself because then I could learn a bit of technique, and it's better to do things by yourself sometimes, but not everything. But I did it like in 2 days, you know? Like da 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 da, bam, editing, ciao. Fulen, the one I filmed in Brittany, I did just by myself, just filming, like, you know, chilling around. Happy Melancholy 3 times, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know how many people involved in total,
Yes.
like if you count the people helping to take something, to
Yes.
film, to, you know, whatever, like.
It's a miracle that it's out, that it happened.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, tell us about maybe the more recent music, the ideas you have about the music you want to do now, and what intention you're putting into this. And maybe we can watch something. Yeah?
Okay. So lately, well, let's say when I started to do music, 2000, I don't know, 11-ish, 12-ish, 13-ish, 14-ish. Like, yeah. So when I start write this first song, and then, you know, nothing during 1-2 years, then another one, and then until the album. So Solitania came out in 2015, so I believe I remember, I think I wrote the first song in 2013, recorded in 2014 in Argentina, like I said before. And then it went out in 2015. During this period until the last 2-3 years, I was always doing songs which were pretty like serious or like sad or melancholic, you know, like something that you express more the fragility of yourself, or the, you know, like the, I would not make like the ships or like something funny, or, you know, I took it seriously, you know. I'm sad, you know, like more like, because what I love in music is I'm a big fan of soul music, funk. Well, funk is more like,
yes, more.
Yeah, but I don't go. I'm not a good musician, so I would not go into funk.
Yes.
Most likely because funk is like, it's quite technical and it's the rhythm, you know.
Yes,
bah,
yes.
bah, bah. So I was naturally more going to the folk kind of thing, because folk, you can express an emotion with very few elements, which I think I find it beautiful. If you can make a good song, or like an okay song, I'm not saying I make a good song, but so far I think I make some okay songs sometimes.
Well, I agree.
But if you can make a good song with almost nothing, which is like 3 chords, a voice, an idea, I think it's quite nice, because you have almost nothing, you have like 2 elements, and you try to do something with that. Of course, if you are more technical, and you gather like people with a good energy, and you connect all these energies, you can make a proper band, and eventually you will make a band of funk or rock or whatever, you know, you like. I love African music also.
Yes.
Brazilian music, of course, like music in general, you know. But so yeah, myself not being like myself able to provide like to bring musical colors and elements to existing or non-existing becoming band, it was normal for me to go to the more like folk, you know. So like 2 chords, you can make an arpeggio and you know, like something simple, you know. And I try to go in this way and to make something simple, and of course mixed with someone to record and someone to help me with the things, but like really simple, right? Yeah, most of the time. Like for example, Solitania, we were like just 2. Sometimes someone come like adding a guitar, a bass, something, but basically it's already like, it's always like 2 people, me and someone. So Corco or Ricard, Tejada, and so on. You know, it's like, yeah. In the last 2-3 years, I continue with this experience of being like not like a band of many individualities, but I try to develop it in a more like to make things more funny. And I think it's a personal development. That's I'm more confident, or I don't know if confident, but I'm more. Yeah, I tried this, and now I want to try to make something more funny. So I think the beginning of the funny songs was like probably like funny in a way.
Yes.
Kerouac is dead.
Yes.
Because it's punk.
Yes.
And I always, I love the Stooges, Iggy Pop, and I and the Clash and so on. And I always dreamed about making artists. I was doing the joke like I have to make one punk song before I die.
Well, you have already. Yeah.
Done. I can die.
Yes, you're done.
So maybe I should try to make some more. I don't know. We'll see. But so yeah, the idea is like not to make just the like sad song that you were like
Okay.
but to make something more funny. And the punk song is like by itself an interpretation. You go into character. That's why I have this haircut, which is a reference to Taxi Driver and so on. Blah blah blah. Lately, to answer to your question, what I discovered to be super interesting is disco music. What an amazing genre, no? Like you can feel the vibe of the society in the 80s and till the 90s. Then it went more like
more
electronic
synthetic,
and
yes.
so on. Yeah. But disco music was so fucking great because you can feel that people were fed up. I make it very simple now. It's more complex probably, but like they were a bit fed up of all this psychedelic vibe, like Jefferson Airplane and all these bands, like like very psychedelic and so on. And they were more into like we want to dance, so rhythm, bam.
Yeah.
They go like this, and it's also connected to the gay movement, of course, the disco music, and to being more free. They had already like the psychedelic, like I said, after the Vietnam War and so on. So it's also in all the context of the world, and there is this like let's just dance, And I found this era like, and it's also of course connected to funk music because you have often
yes,
ding ding ding.
Yes.
So I found it very interesting, and I'm like, okay, I'm a white guy, I'm not a great singer, I don't have a great voice, but I'm gonna try to make disco.
Of course.
But usually the best disco is by black women in the 80s, like,
yes.
I mean, yeah. So not always there is great disco, like also in Europe we have great disco and so on, even in Italy. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to make it like it's fun, Get out of the comfort zone, try to make something new. So now my next album is gonna be called Amazonia, because I'm very sensitive to forest. I'm very, very, very fascinated and also sad, that it gets smaller and smaller. So it's called Amazonia because it's like a little, not a little, it's a reference clearly to the forest.
Yes.
It can be Amazonia, but last album is called Mangrove. Mangrove.
Yes, Mangrove.
Yeah? Mangrove. And before it's called Rivage, which means shore in French. So it's always like a place, like Solitania, Rivage, Mangrove, Amazonia. So you see there is like the connection. So Amazonia, and it's supposed to be disco, but to be honest, I don't know if it's really disco.
Okay.
It's me doing what I can with together with Ricard.
Okay.
And it's maybe, I mean, I don't really care if it's disco or not, but that was the idea at least. Then it's what it is. It's maybe electronic something, but I don't know.
Okay.
But it's fun.
So can you introduce maybe Pitna Voda is part of this project, and maybe we can watch it.
You watch it now?
Yes.
All right.
Let's do it.
Miluji cię, Evropie. zachodě. Umýváme naše okna. Tyči, 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 vodu. Nada to není, nada to není, nada to není. Pravda to není, pravda to není, pravda to není. Pravda to není, pravda to není, není. V Kataru je solomy suché, španělskou poušť je strašná. Na party voda neteče, ale to je jiný. Voda teče všude, yeah. Pravda to není, není. Pravda to není. Pravda to není. Pravda to není. Pravda to není.
Okay, Klez, tell us a little bit about your acting work. How come you became an actor? What got you started, motivated to act? And I'd like to hear what you like and what you don't like about acting as well.
It's very simple. I wanted to be rich very easily, you know. That's it. Just to have a nice woman without doing nothing. No, more seriously. So first of all, I am a little actor. So I'm not like, you know, it's a job like I have from time to time. But I got very lucky to be in huge projects. Yeah. How it started? It's a funny story. My ex, well, yeah, the last one we lived together. You know, I was working in an office, and one day she came. We met, you know, at the evening, and you know, I was like, you know, I'm tired of this métro boulot dodo, we say in French. So it's this routine life that you go to the office, you come back from the office, and it's very like, you know, every day the same. You don't know if Wednesday it feels like same as Tuesday and so on. Not Friday, because Friday you're like,
Yes,
finally.
I know that feeling.
So yeah, so I was complaining about this. You know, French people, we do complain a lot. And she was like, Czech people are very straightforward. And she told me, do something you like. Dot. I'm like, wow, that's not very. It's missing a bit of empathy, but it's true. So I'm like, poof, poof. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna think about it. So yeah, and then I was like, okay, what do I like? Yeah, I like to be with people. I like to do something creative. Acting.
Acting.
Yeah, it's great. So I start to like, you know, search for something, and I have no experience. I never studied anything about acting. I never did theater, nothing. That was 2017. And I see like one day announced for like, we are looking for an actor for a short movie. It's going to be a father of a family and so on. I'm like, okay, why not? I send my, not demo reel because I didn't have anything, but I just sent an email and I said like, yeah, I'm not an actor, but I would like to cast for it. So yeah, if you want to meet, we can meet up. I sent maybe a couple of pictures of me and that's it. And the guy, Italian guy, he said, okay, let's meet up. We meet up. And he tells me like, okay, so do you have experience? I'm like, no. Okay, why? I'm like, yeah, because I explained the reasons and so on. And he was casting, of course, like few people, like 4, 5, 6, I don't know how many selected from the different emails. And in the end, he said, okay, can we meet again? So he was maybe not sure, 100%, he was still hesitating with me and someone else, so I don't know. And we talk again for 2 hours, and it's quite, you know, the conversation like flows and so on. So in the end, he told me, okay, I'll take you. I'm like, why? It's because you are motivated.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is professional, but he's more like, he's used to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you are motivated. I'm like, yeah, I'm motivated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I get the first role, which was in English. And it was interesting because I think that's the judge, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know if you're gonna appear good on the camera or, and I'm not speaking about beauty, but just how you
Yes,
appear.
the
Yeah?
acting. Yeah.
And you don't know if you can learn the text, if you can remember, and you're not ridiculous.
Mhm.
So it's really great because you get out of the comfort zone. You do something fun because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the shooting. There were like 10 people, and there were like nine nationalities, for example.
Mhm.
You know, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I was the father of a kid, so it was also nice to, you know, there's acting with the kid, you know, and so on. And from this experience, I loved it. I was like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
why I never did it before?
Mm-hmm.
Why I never think about it? Why they didn't tell me in school?
Yes.
Why they told me to study economic if I love acting, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, that's how I started because I'm not coming from an artistic family at all. So from this experience, then I was really like inclined to look for such experiences as acting. And I did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 short movies mostly until coronavirus. I don't know if you remember, small disease a few years back.
Yes, very small, tiny.
Yeah, tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, so COVID came and I got fired from my job. And I found myself in a pretty bad situation that I have like not enough to pay my next rent.
Mm-hmm.
I have no job. And my friends invite me to eat at their place. And I'm like, fuck, I am in a bad situation of my life. Yeah. I got depressed for like a week. Like, you know, just smoking cigarettes at the window, and you're like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And one evening, I just get a bit obsessed, like I do sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I have some experience in acting.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, not like professional, it was like semi-professional, or like these short movies done mostly by students or people which, you know, they are not yet in the big things. And one evening, I got a bit obsessed, and I said, okay, I'm gonna write like 30 emails. And so I go on internet, I'm trying to target who is who.
Mm-hmm.
So not to write to the info at blah, 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 but to write to hello, Peter, or whoever you are. And I'm trying to do that. And I do that for 4 hours, you know, I'm like really like.
Mm-hmm.
I already have a demo reel because I already have the virus experience from the short movies. So I send it, I make a very simple email, like bam.
Mm-hmm.
And I got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Because 3 weeks after, or 2 weeks after, so I was still without a job. In the meantime, I found like a little job, like, you know, paid on black, you know, no official, like during coronavirus, doing some coffees somewhere. I will not say where. Just talk to my lawyer. And I got very lucky because they called me. I was in the train, and it was actually, I remember exactly when, because it was the same month I released I'll Take a Train, which is one of my clips.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the train. I got a call from a number I don't know. I pick up the phone. Yeah, it's agency, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. And, you know, they are like, we are in the train. I'm coming back from close to, I'm in the train, and the conversation got stuck. So I'm like, oh, fuck. I just understood like agency and casting something. I called them back like after 20 minutes when we get out of there were like some mountains and something. So it was, the network was not good. And I called them back, or they called me back, I don't remember. And they're like, yeah, so it's casting agency, blah, blah, blah. We would like to know if you can shoot after tomorrow. And, you know, it's like, imagine it's like in the movies, you know, like the story. It's like, you know, you pretend that you are like, let me think about it. And you're like,
let me look at my calendar.
let me look at my
Very
calendar.
busy calendar.
Yeah, very busy. Doing coffee somewhere. And I'm like, let me think about it. Like, I'm like, I'm like, yes, okay, I can. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But you know, just to, okay, maybe. No, it was like this, yeah. So I'm like, okay. And she's like, okay, great. I'm gonna send you an email with a contract tonight. You've been taken. You've been chosen. I'm like, wow. Maybe they were asking for a short video, like they wanted to see a bit more. So maybe it was not 100%, but it was like 90%. because they were looking for someone, and they say, yeah, the casting director liked you, blah blah blah. Okay, and that was probably like, I don't know, Monday, and we were shooting on Wednesday. And imagine I got from being fired, I got into this project, and it was very funny because a month after, so I did this shooting on Wednesday and maybe another day, then you wait a couple of weeks and then you have another shooting day and then another one. And so not the first one, or not maybe the second one or the third one, they send me to Paris during coronavirus. And they provide with taxi driver, hotel, you have like good food and so on. And you know, and I was like, life is so absurd because
Yes.
I had no fucking money to pay my rent,
Yeah.
and I'm in a 5-star hotel, and I have a taxi driver coming to my place to bring me to the airport, you know. And I'm saying to my friends, like, doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's funny, like. Yeah.
Good for
So
you.
yeah, I get into this one, and then I got a few more like this. The last one was November last year. This year I don't have, so call
You're
me.
open. You're open.
I'm very open.
Okay.
But that's how I get into semi or student projects to professional acting,
Okay.
and into this context of getting fired from a job,
Yes.
depressed, emails, one call, me,
Wow.
yes I can,
Yes.
and then bam, professional projects,
Yes.
and it's great. The question you were asking me, sorry, I talk a lot, was
How did you come into acting?
yeah,
Yes.
and if why I like it and why
Yes.
I don't like it. So it's pretty simple. The answer is why I like it, and there is no why I don't like it.
I was thinking that. Yes. Yes.
Now, why I like it, because it has the 3 things which I am seeking for in a work, which are intellectual, which is you have to learn the text. So you have to. Sometimes I was a bit scared, you know. I was like, fuck, I have to learn this text, and you don't know if you can remember it because I never studied it, and I was like, maybe I'm not good for this. Maybe I'm not.
Yes.
I cannot memorize like a poem like this. So getting out of the comfort zone, intellect. The second thing is social,
Yes.
because you interact with the agency, with the crew, with the director. And I think when you are at my level, which is I'm no actor, I'm like a little actor, with maybe a potential to have a bigger role, but it didn't happen yet. But so in my position, what I need to understand, my job, is that in very few seconds or minutes, I need to understand what the director needs. Because it will be focused on the main characters. And if you are a little character, you need to be there and you need to be, and you catch what he needs. Yeah. Then you make your job and you go home. Yeah. Of course, if you have a bigger role, it's more complex, and the relationship with the director and so on will be more. That's what I would like to have someday.
Yes.
Hopefully. Touching, yeah. But we'll see. It's not granted. And and the third thing, so intellect, social, and the third thing is physical. Because depending on the roles, you will be like,
Yes.
okay, I can have a role that I will be in a wheelchair, so
Yes.
maybe it will not be physical. But sometimes one role, for example, I was agriculture. So I have to like dig with the shovel, be with the animals, which I love animals. One, you can be a cop, you have to fight, you could drive a car.
Yes.
So it's like,
Yes. Let's
many
let's
aspects.
watch this, because you've played very different roles,
yeah.
and it's all in your reel.
Yeah.
So let's
yeah.
watch your reel.
All right.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Ouvrez la porte arrière, s'il vous plaît. Attention, maintenez-la. Maintenez-la, maintenez-la. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce bordel aujourd'hui, là? Putain. Madame Marie, suivez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Je suis vraiment désolé, madame. C'est la folie aujourd'hui.
Merci.
Merci, madame. Bon séjour à Paris.
She's still a bit asleep. Embla.
He doesn't listen to me. Qu'est-ce que c'est, toi? Espèce d'enfoiré, t'es même pas du sud de l'Italie! Hein? Tu es en charge maintenant.
Vous n'allez pas à votre rendez-vous?
Dites à votre patron que je veux lui parler. Tiens.
Sa nièce. Elle s'appelle Martine.
Have you lost faith?
Etis animatis, etis animatis.
C'est nécessaire. Tu nous en remets deux?
Call me.
Goodbye.
Okay, Klez, we can't finish the interview without asking you about one of your other passions. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Skateboarding.
Yes, very
Yeah.
good. Okay, so tell us a little bit about when you started, because I bet that you're the granddad on the scene when you go skateboarding.
Not really.
Not really
No,
amazing.
I'm
okay.
the old uncle,
Okay, good.
not the granddad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
When I started, I was 13, 14.
okay, so
So
it's
it's more than 25. It's 20.
lifelong
Yeah,
passion.
yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
you've kept it up. And what does it give you now?
It's like now I rediscovered it. Being 39, last September, with a mini ramp. So you know it's like this U,
Yes.
but small, wood. And I skate since I'm 14, but I'm coming from the street, which is like, you go and there is the curbs, the benches and so on, and you do some tricks on that, and you adapt the city or you adapt your skate to the city. Yeah. In skate there is like there used to be the freestyle, when the guys do like the things and they're on the board like this and they make this. Yeah. There is the ball. So, also like coming from the origin of the skate or the post-origin of the skate, like, when they had this dry summer in California and they couldn't surf, so they went to the swimming pool, which were dry because they couldn't use the water, blah, blah, blah. And there is the street that really developed in the 90s and became like a huge thing. And there is the ramp. But when I started, the ramp was more like for older people. It was not really well seen, and I don't know. I didn't. Yeah. So I was always a guy from the street. And recently, I discovered the mini ramp, and it's super fun. First of all, when your body gets older, it's much more soft. So yesterday I was skating like 2 hours. Today I feel a little bit like, okay, but fine, like super happy. And what it brings, it's like, I would like to make a psychotherapy, but it's pretty expensive when you're a foreigner. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like a
Tell me about it.
Yeah, you know about it. But it's like a psychotherapy, but it's much cheaper. You just pay like 2 beers after.
I'm gonna start sending my clients to you.
No, I'm trying. When I see people they never skate, I'm often like telling them like, yeah, just try. And then sometimes like, no, I'm too old, or I don't have the balance, or blah blah blah. Like, but that's in general in life. Like we say I cannot. It's there is a name for that. When you auto say I cannot do that, but actually it's not that you can't. It's that
You're scared.
you are scared. Yeah.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah, self-sabotage, or you are used to do things in a certain way, and it's quite hard sometimes
Safe.
we all have this. Me
comfort
too,
zone,
like,
yeah.
So yeah, it's great. So I'm really trying to be open about it and to like say to people like, you want to try, you can try, and I give them some advices, like, and then maybe some people they will like it and they will start, maybe not. That's not my, then you have to feel the connection with it.
Yes.
But it's great. It's great.
Very good. Well, I'm glad to hear about the therapeutic effects, and we can follow up on this later,
All right.
you and me, because I've got more questions about this.
Okay.
Klez, thank you so much for telling us all of this about yourself, your inner self, your thoughts, your experiences. It's been a beautiful interview. Thank you.
Thank
and
you
I'm
too.
very much looking forward to our opening of the exhibition Friday, the 15th of March at Letohradska 10. We're starting at
1829.
18:29 hours. Don't forget. Thank you. And now
1929. We changed the time.
1929.
1929.
Okay. Yes,
I got a
1929.
call from the production.
This sounds like a historical year. Anyway, we're going to close with a song that I particularly like by Klez, which again is completely different in style to the ones you've heard so far during the interview. And this is the punk song. So let's go for it. Thank you for watching.
Bravo. Bye.
We wanna dance, dance, dance all night. We wanna dance and all. Be as much to make some trouble. We don't not stand out. We don't give out. I think it's just behavior. We're on the parties in my country. We're on the parties in my country. There are no more parties. There are no more parties. However, we wanna dance, dance, dance all night. So come on. Can't work is dead.